Hey, what's up? Here for hand number four for today. Spin and go flash once again. Very first hand of the tournament. We decide on an open raise with jacks on the small blind. He calls. We see bets. He calls once again. On the turn, there's a flush draw that comes in. We decide on the check, and he checks back. Flush draw, four hearts on the river with sudden check. He bets three quarters, and we decide to call, and then we lose against king high flush. So let's analyze the hand. Obviously, jacks. We are gonna be raising for value pre-flop. I mean, 100% with all big pairs to get as much value as we can. If you have a read on the opponent and he either shoves or does some weird stuff, maybe you could limp to get most value, but I mean, mainly you should raise this kind of hands. To mention, once again, I'm playing against a recreational, so maybe you could maybe go even bigger than 2.5. Also, you can go 3.5 if you know he's calling like insanely wide. But as GTO and 2.5 at 15 bigs is a good sizing. We decide to call on the flop. We have like 60% C bet. We have a range advantage, but not that big honestly, because he's gonna be defending actually a lot of suited stuff, and so he's gonna be having the most. He's gonna be having more flushes than us. So that's why we check actually kind of a lot because he's gonna be defending quite wide. Uh, Still, we have a lot of small c bets, um, especially I don't know if you put this, yeah. So all of the top range mixing with bottom range, like it's classic pattern to c bet. We decided to c bet jacks, which is fine. We can see jack with a heart is c betting just a bit less because we have some backdoor equity, which is nice to understand, but still we c bet about 50% with jacks and decides to call. Turn 10 of hearts, the flush comes in, and we see like we check even more since same thing that we said on the flop. He's gonna be having much more flushes than we are, and we are betting big, so we're gonna have to be polarized here with our top hand that needs protection, that doesn't really want to see another hearts on the river, and probably top pair with hearts blockers that are gonna be that are good on the street and blocking flush or straights and needs also protection from one heart combos. But still, with jacks we can see that it's mainly checking and betting a little bit with jack of hearts this time because we block the flush, so we want to maybe making fall like some queen x if he's a recreational and scared about the flush, but GTO is probably not considering this. But again, taking value against the 10 because it could be, I mean, floating with 10x suited of clubs, and we beat this hand. So maybe that's why it decides to check, and or maybe Jack 10 of clubs, and that's why you can see that Jack of clubs might be checking a bit more than other jacks. So we start on check. Each checks also. You can see it's 50-50 about this range, so it's gonna be like mixed mainly, and probably his hearts is gonna be mainly betting, but kind of some mixing too. When the nine of hearts comes, so there are four hearts on the board. We can see also that we are not supposed to be betting all of the flushes. We can see bet like 35% with jack of hearts with our clubs jack, mainly because it means with blocking the jack of club is gonna be having more, maybe two pairs or queens, since he's probably not having a lot of backdoor straight draws. And we can see it's kind of mix. It's kind of mix, getting value or balancing between our bluffs and our value hands. We decided on the check on this hand, and here is going a bit out of. No, it's not going out of GTO. I mean, this bet setting was like 4, yeah, 5, bit more than. So it's between 7 and 5. And I mean, when we see his range, we could say against a recreational is probably not having as many hands as this at this point. Like for example, probably is folding a lot of deuce X on the flop, as we've been talking. Even pre-flop, I mean against a recreational, easy calling a deuce suited against a 2.5x opener. Easy calling a c-bet on the flop with a bottom pair. So maybe we could say it's a bit tighter than this. And maybe it's the same for the jack X suited and all of these parts. So maybe it's gonna be a bit stronger than we as GTO intended to be. So when it tends to bet 5x, obviously we're never gonna be folding with with jacks, even without a heart here. But GTO says we should be shoving with a jack of hearts, and that's why I diverge from GTO. Here I just call. I did not shove because I don't think recreational people are gonna be capable of bluffing really much on this size. Maybe, I mean, it depends on the reads you have on the player. But he was kind of tighter side player, so that's why I decided to only call there. Obviously, I'm not gonna fold jack high, jack high flush. I mean, especially with the queen, because it means that he would have me beat only with the ace high flush or king high flush. I thought like ace high flush he would not have because he's probably raising or doing some funky stuff. But king high flush was possible, and I didn't think he would be betting like with 8, maybe 8 high flush he would bet 7 high, but I don't think he had much below that. So that's why we only called, and in the end that was kind of the right idea because he bet with this, which is probably supposed to do, by the way. Like if we look at it, king 6 with a not suited, king 6 with a king of hearts, obviously it's gonna be betting, but mainly shoving. So here he misses values, but because for sure, even if he shoves, I'm gonna be calling with jacks, honestly. Like we can check it, but I'm kind of sure with the jack of hearts we never fold. Like this is way too high in our range. But when he bets smaller, we could, with our reads, we could be saving more by just calling here. So it all comes down to, I know I should be, I mean, I don't even know if I had to shove when he bets 5. Honestly, I didn't know, but you need to understand GTO to just have a basis on which one you take your decision with, because GTO doesn't have any additional info on the player you play. Once I know he's too tight and he probably likes a lot of bluffs, I can just call here. So that's why you first need to understand the theory and then adapt to it to exploit and I mean the goal is to lose less than GTO and to win more than GTO, and that's basically what drives a lot of our decision here. And you should be doing this like pretty much with every hands unless you play against a recreational, and even a recreational, if you see some weaknesses you should try to do this as much as you can also. So it is for end number 4, and hope you enjoyed, and see you in the next one. Bye.